Hey, everybody, you've reached the RCGroups podcast. It was requested that we have music again, like in the original podcast. Here comes some surf picking. So this is some spaghetti western music I created last week. You know, the surf stuff doesn't seem as loud to me, Jason.
It doesn't seem as loud to you?
Well, in the headphones, it's very drippy. It's like bow, 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 bow.
That's good. We can still hear you talk over it, so that's cool. Sounds good.
Oh, and check this out. Here's the video that goes with it.
What is that?
That is a 1911 Colt single action. And then basically what I did is just streamed across all the interesting things on my wall, like trophy rodeo buckles and leather and watches and stuff like that.
Nice.
So you're on the RCGroups Yahoo.
Yeah.
Hey, by the way, when new members join, they can write me a letter, and some of them do. Some of them say stuff like, "I'm so excited. Let's get this party started." And I'm like, "Yo, bro, this party's been going on for 16 years, you know." But this one guy wrote yesterday, and he said, "Now that you're not a Yahoo group anymore, will you be changing to?" He sent me a link to some other groupie type of thing.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, and I was like, just FYI, we're a website now, and you can find us here at rcgroups.com. So talk about some old school thought processing.
Wow. Yahoo Groups, man. Ancient.
So Jason and I actually did something today. Jason, I didn't say this to you at the field because I was saving it for the podcast. Did you notice what I brought to fly?
How could I not?
Oh, I mean, did you notice that it wasn't complicated? It did not involve FPV headgear. There was no pan and tilts, radio. I thought, what could I do that'd be so crazy and weird?
Your truck didn't look like the back of a camera equipment truck on a set of a movie?
Yeah, or like some sort of military thing that's about to happen.
All these hanging off things.
I thought, what if I just charged some batteries, made sure the transmitter was charged, and then just put an airplane in the truck?
How about that?
Isn't that crazy?
Like, who does that anymore? Who just flies airplanes?
I think everyone but us. And I was saying how, when's the last time we went to the field just to fly and not to review or create some sort of thing?
Yeah, I can't remember.
Now, you do it all the time because you're always at events competing.
Yeah, but together, no.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I was thinking, usually we're flying stuff to write a review and talk about how it flew and how it took off and how the batteries work, where the CG was and how you put the wings on. And so today I was just flying and I thought, I need to find the plane that I enjoy flying the most. And that was always profile planes. And I do have a 60 size electric profile plane. And then I had a crazier idea on the way out, Jason. There's only one negative to this. But I was like, what if I got a 40 size profile plane with a 2-stroke glow motor on it?
Whoa, what? Wait.
Wow.
Mine.
Right. Talk about going back in time. Now, now I'm not saying that an electric plane won't chop your fingers off, but with an electric plane, I spend a lot of time behind the plane and not right in front of that prop. And with the glow motor, you do spend a lot of time reaching around props and all that. That would be the one thing that it sounds kind of like I've babyfied, but I do play the guitar a lot and I don't want to chop my fingers off.
Well, you can mess up your fingers with electric just as easily as glow. It seems like with glow, you've got this loud bearing, thing screaming right there next to you. You're going to treat that with some respect and a little carefully. With electrics, sometimes you get just a little bit slack, a little lackadaisical on it. And just because it's off, and then your shirt catches the throttle stick and it comes alive and you're not ready for it. And
it comes right at you.
Yeah.
I've seen many old timer put his hand through the prop at the field we were at today. And I can tell you what that sounds like. It sounds like chopping tomatoes.
Yeah.
Yeah, not good.
No bueno.
So speaking of all this, I'm going to go over to our Facebook page, and
I don't think I got a single. Hopefully you did. I didn't get any pictures of what we were actually flying.
I did. I took pictures of what we were flying, and we're trying something new. I called Jason the other day, and I said, "Hey, I got an idea. You know, for me, RC Groups is our home, and that's where everything lives, and that's where we direct all our stories and stuff. So to me, Facebook's kind of a dirty name, especially after the security breaches. And I don't know. I have a little problem with Facebook myself. But we have started posting links to hot threads that are really blowing and going on RC Groups. So the thread isn't on Facebook, of course, but now you could, if you get the RC Groups Facebook page, if you're following it, then you'll see the hottest threads in RC Groups, hopefully on a daily basis. I went through yesterday, Jason, and pulled some non-obvious hot threads out of there.
There you go.
Where am I?
Where are you? We're on the RC Groups podcast, Jim.
Is this real life?
Is this the real world, man?
I'm fine. I feel fine. That's me after I was on drugs at the hospital. Okay, so let me click on this photo, and then I'll verbalize everything I'm doing on screen for some reason, and present to everyone. All right, so that's a good shot, Jason. We have a couple of good shots like this. One in a golf cart, one at Nashbro is really good. Can you see it? Is it?
I can see it. We are there.
So there we are. This is our field. If you've never seen it, Edwin Warner. And I got to say, I have been going to this club since I started flying. I learned how to fly on this very spot. And I think there's more people there on a daily basis than there's ever been.
It's one of the most active clubs I've ever been aware of. Most clubs, they might get together on, Saturday or Sunday, maybe one of those days. But this club's like, there's people out there every day of the week, except the weekends, which is not open for flying during the summer.
Unless it's wintertime, and then it is. Yeah.
But man, every day of the week, there's people out there having fun flying model airplanes.
And they're hip to the fact that we are bringing out planes that probably aren't out yet. And so the second we start pulling stuff out of our car, I can tell that they're really scoping out what we're doing.
They asked me when I got there today, they're like, "What are we reviewing today, Jason?" I'm like, "Well, we're just having fun, guys. Nothing new today."
So here's Jason looking very pro level in his Jetty sponsored shirt. Are you sponsored by Jetty, Jason?
I don't think so. I mean, it's just they gave me those shirts. I fly the Jetty radio, but I love those shirts because they're like that wicking material.
Ah, yes.
Super great for hot, sweaty, sunny days,
You're at some event wearing that, and I thought maybe that's what that is. It's some kind of really cool shirt. So here's my Commander. This is the plane I brought out today. And very simple. Everything was set up. I did forget which switch the AS3X was on, so I got up in the air. Jason, one thing that you might have, I was very sedate in the air. It's because I pulled the stick back to do a loop, and the plane was like, "I'm not doing that."
No.
And I was like, I must be in some AS3S. So I landed and we figured it out. Now, this is these aren't really ponytails. These are connected to my hat. They hold my hat on at the field. So this is kind of a rodeo thing. What's it called? It's got a name. That's not true. That is my hair. My wife still won't let me cut those off. Everyone, I would love to cut my braids off and just be normal for a day and not have people point at me.
No,
yeah. I don't know. We'll find out. And then Jason, tell us what you brought.
That's the Carbon Z Cessna 150.
You were flying the crap out of that thing. You were low inverted. I thought you were going to drag the rudder.
I love it. I've had it for a while. I fly it off floats. I put the wheels on it. Here's the reason why I had that out there today. I tried to hang it in my garage, and with the floats on, it hung down too low and it would hit the garage door if it opened. So I was like, all right, I'm going to take the floats off, put the wheels back on it so it'll actually fit in my garage.
And you can fly.
And that made it, hey, I could take it to the field now and actually fly it. So I love that airplane. I had full flap in it. It was so slow. I would come in dragging it high alpha and then just like touch down on the mains a little bit, hold the nose gear up, take back off in 2 feet. I mean, it was a blast. I love that airplane.
Okay, I knew I had more pictures here. I don't know what happened with the Facebook. But this was pretty cool. So we had 2 warthogs.
Mini warthogs.
Steve is flying the one under the other, and Steve came in hot. And when he did, I was watching that front wheel, and that front wheel collapsed. And then he lost his ability to steer.
It's an
And
interesting mating ritual, I gotta say. I mean,
if you could get a third A10 out of that, I think you should. That it was a pretty violent. So, Jason, you know how I always say people love to crash into you and never say anything. At least me. I've had people fly
yeah.
straight at my head, never say a word, And so I actually had the wherewithal to yell, "Coming in hot," and it did,
I
bro.
heard you.
It came in hot and rammed up under that wing.
I was flying when it happened. I saw
Oh,
it hit and bounce in front of me, and my Cessna is like 2 planes to the right of where we're looking at right here. And I was just like, "Don't hit my plane, please." And then I heard it hit, and I was like, "No!" And I looked away, and I was like, "Oh, it wasn't mine."
well, then you missed this. The airplane that did get hit, that guy had his I can't believe his leg's not in the shot. He couldn't get up and move. And he just sat there, and then it wedged up under like that. And he had his head in his hands for a long time. But I don't think anything was harmed because he flew this top A10 like 30 seconds later. It was in the air.
Yeah, he was like right back in the air. And holy cow, today's EDF. See that F4 at the end of the table right there?
Beautiful. Yeah,
It blew me away, man. I used to fly, EDFs back in the day when we had 64 millimeter fans, 70 millimeter fans. We were just getting into the 90 millimeter stuff on like 6S. Maybe it was 6S back with like the Eurofighters and stuff. But man, they have come a long way. That F4 was running 8S, and it literally shot off the runway like a bullet. I mean, I could not believe the sheer thrust and momentum. It rocketed off from 0 to takeoff. It was crazy. And then it was so fast in the air, sounded really great. I'm really impressed with the EDFs that these guys have these days. And our club is a huge EDF club. There's a ton of them out there. So, man, really cool stuff.
Very cool. I think here's Steve. Steve is the guy who crashed the A10 into I know this guy's name. What's his name?
Who?
The other A10 owner.
Oh, Steve?
Well, Steve crashed into.
Oh, I don't remember his name.
And there you are flying. So Steve is actually a full-scale aerobatic pilot and flies around the country with Jim Burke. And when JB came into town, I actually hung out with Steve and his wife. And now we're back where we started. I don't know if you noticed, Jason, but I'm on a no carb, no refined sugar diet. And I'm actually wearing pants I couldn't wear 2 years ago.
Is that right?
I'm skinnier than I was skinny before.
Yeah, you've always just seemed skinny. I'm the guy with the belly I've got to work on.
Yeah, well, I can tell you how to do it. Don't eat any carbs.
Yeah, well, that's not going to happen.
All right, let's stop presenting. So I did throw a link out to Mr. Lane. He's probably saving someone's life right now. And Jason, you were at an event last week. Am I wrong?
We talked about the BCAM patch.
That was Thursday. You didn't do anything last weekend?
This past weekend, nope.
All right. Nope. Well, then what we need to talk about next is,
I'll be on the show next week, but I leave next Friday to head up to Muncie.
Now let's see if I have an email about this yet.
Yeah. Hey, Lil Wayne's on Flight Fest East right now. Can we get him on the podcast?
Lil Wayne?
Lil Wayne right there. L Wayne. Lil Wayne. It's like 2 Chainz. But
where are you looking at?
On the
live chat.
Live chat. Nikolai has lost 35 pounds.
Oh wow. Wonder what his secret was.
Attaboy. No carbs. I want to hear about Flight Fest. It looks like the weather's great from some of the videos I've seen so far.
Well, then let's jump over to the Smooth Virus is here. Now, I know the Smooth Virus name from olden days. We have Cy Jones. We have Nikolai. Oh, and like you said, L. Wayne, 2 Tango, Steve Coggins, Steve Wattenberg. What? Wattenberg. Titan Flyer and Wick says, hey, y'all. So thanks to our live chatters. They're really chatting it up in there. Hey, you know what I could do? For those of you who don't know what the heck I'm talking about, live chat, how can I make sure I do this right? Okay. All right. So if you were subscribed to the RC Groups YouTube channel, which is RCG Videos, then when we go live with stuff like this, you get a notice or an email and you click it and boom, you're not only watching the live chat or the live video, but you're also on a live chat. And this is the live chat. So when you hear us stop talking and we start looking over to the side, it's because we're seeing if the live chat is saying something we need to bring up in our video. Hello from Flight Fest. I bet it's hot down there. I wonder if Lane went to Flight Fest. Maybe that's why he's not answering.
This is the one in Ohio, right?
Yeah.
Still hot up there, but I was thinking Texas. It's got to be brutal in Texas right now.
And I know that Horizon headed that way because I saw their trailer was loaded.
Ah, cool.
Tom Flight Craze dropped 35 pounds and just cut proportions. You know, my wife does that to me all the time. I'm like, why? She's like, here, take all my leftover food. And I'm like, I don't want your leftover food.
Yeah.
I want to wear these pants. I'm pretty excited to wear these clothes. They were just a little too tight. I couldn't wear them to Joan All for 2 years. All my camis that I have. And the other day I was like, well, let me try this stuff on. And I was like, holy cow.
I'm going to Florida in August. And I'm like, I got to get my beach bod going.
Hey, Smooth Virus, I actually utilized pretty sure one of your threads in the, I was saying we're pushing stuff out on Facebook to promote it. And I think one of your threads with video stuff is one of the ones that I picked. No, we didn't get any new planes. I'm looking at the live chat. This is an interesting concept of looking at a live chat.
I didn't even know what's out there yet. I've been out the field all day.
Well, the ones that they announced today.
I got to remember, they keep announcing stuff on Thursdays. I'm going to go check.
But I'm going to do a story on that new, I believe it's either a boat or a car transmitter. Did you see that, Jason?
No.
All right. Well, I'll go for everyone out there. I'll go pull these links up when I get off this page and we'll go look at that. The Optera 1.2 is out. I know for sure, but I haven't heard a peep about getting one for review. And the other thing is a Scimitar quad. And I went and looked. Somehow they're saying it's a race quad, but to me, it looks more like just a plug and play backyard quad.
Oh, okay. Haha. I actually got to see, I did get to play with this a little bit at Flight Horizon RC Fest.
Yes.
Matt Andron had this, and you can actually see it in my video of the event during the late night fireworks portion. Matt was flying this through the fireworks, but it's the new the E-Flight Radian. There's a new version of it, and it's got LED lights and stuff. So I got to see the prototype and get my hands on it. So that's pretty cool. It's finally been released and announced. Like it.
Oh, the Night Radian? Is that what you're talking about?
Night Radian, and then there's a new F-27 Evolution, looks like. A new little micro. Very cool. Right.
One moment.
You gonna pull those up on the...
Yeah, pages? That's better than the Night Vapor because it's so stinky.
Night Vapors, they happen regardless of your...
Sometimes you get the Night Vapors.
There's a new Radian, that's right.
I'll tell you who gets the Night Vapor. My dog. That dog is a farting machine.
Dog won't hunt.
No. Okay. Let's see.
Southernisms.
So this is the Night Radian. How is this related to flight tests? I don't understand.
They're at the show right now. I mean, it's probably just marketing. I wonder if it has flight test. I wonder if that's what it might come with that. That's interesting. They're actually doing an airplane with their graphics on it.
That is...
He had it all whited out at the show. So when I saw the prototype, there was no graphics on it.
Appealing to the flight test demographic. Although this seems a little advanced for those guys.
No, Radians are super simple.
No, I mean, they kind of build their airplanes out of wood and cardboard.
At least this one flies well.
So let's see. Of course, we all like a night. Optera 1.2, by the way, which I won't stop talking about, has internal channels for LED lights, which I think is awesome.
Oh, yeah.
So it's flight test approved. The original Radian 2-meter motor glider was already popular in the flight test community. So E-Flight and the flight test crew partnered together on the Night Radian FT to finalize unique capabilities. It's lightweight and tough like my son. It's got brushless power, and it's easy to assemble. Of course it is. It's made by Horizon. Wait, where's the video, y'all?
What?
Let's go to
Lighting light.
Gliding light. Is that like
We got the night lights, baby. Bow, bow, bow,
sing it, Jason.
bow, bow.
Well, I don't see one video here.
Well, they don't have one.
You gotta have video. Ooh, look at that. That looks like a gumball machine gone wild.
I wonder if my wife will let me just put up a lit airplane for a Christmas tree instead of
just hang it from the roof. I believe so.
Why not? That's a brilliant idea.
Is your wife home? We could run this by.
I think she'll love that. She's home.
All right, bring her in.
You can hear her watching TV.
Okay, bring her in, and don't tell her why. Honey, did you mute yourself?
Yeah, I muted myself. I was about to yell so she could hear.
Oh, it looked like you're like the.
I was yelling. She's coming, I think.
I'm gonna wear these wireless headphones for the rest of my life. No more bulky headsets for me.
And then when you get up, you can still hear.
And when I leave my chair, I won't yank my head, as I've done that like 8,000 times.
Here she comes. All right, we have
the chair. We're live on the RCGroups podcast. You know, it's the world's largest and most active RC. Wait, let me present so that no one sees my face while you're here. Present to everyone. First of all, thanks for coming on the show.
You're welcome. This is a surprise.
For you live viewers and non-live viewers, as you may or may not know, at one point in time, DeChera went to events with us and was our Toledo girl and manned the booth and went around and took photos and all that because you're so damn pretty.
Oh, well, thank you. It was a lot of fun to get.
I don't know how this happened. It just did. I'm sorry.
It was good.
Yeah, man. Okay. I hope I can say you're pretty in the climate of today because I officially don't open doors for ladies anymore after the last one slapped me. She said, "How dare you assume shaming me into that I can't open a door for myself?" And I was like, "I'm sorry. I'm from the 1970s and 80s." Anyway, that's not why you're here today, Jason.
I would appreciate that. Just so you know, I like.
Okay. Good to know, Jason. Hey, our viewers are going up.
Yeah.
Jason has an idea for Christmas.
Uh-oh.
And do you need me to pull up that image again, Jason?
Yeah, I don't have it. I don't have it.
Okay, let me share my screen. We're going to run this by you and see if you approve or not.
There we go.
Present it to everyone, and then let me find the photo. Here it is. Which one do you like, Jason? Maybe this one. Maybe
that's cool. Yeah, there you go.
This one.
So we were thinking, instead of a Christmas tree, what could you say?
Oh, wait, okay. In the house?
Yeah, no tree whatsoever. Just that airplane hanging from the ceiling.
First Christmas, you can do it on that wall in your room. Like.
Okay, we tried.
Wow.
The other rule is only RC gifts can be given to you or to Jason. No, only RC related gifts. No jewelry.
Yeah, I think it's a great idea. We'll talk about it.
That kind of happens already. I feel like
we'll talk about it offline.
Jason, you could get her an IX-12.
Hey, that would be not a good idea.
The blingiest radio of all time. Would that be like buying her a lawnmower or a vacuum?
It would be like, I don't know. It'd be like buying her a radio controlled transmitter for your wife.
So how do you like the new how do you like the new house?
Love it. Love it. Love it. Love that it holds a lot more people. It's fun.
And you're having a party Sunday.
Are we? Oh.
Yeah, I told him. Yeah, if anybody's in town, Alien Marathon at my house. We're gonna share it with a couple of teenage boys that have never watched it. So
what if they not watched it?
The Alien movies.
Gotcha.
Yeah, when Jason and I, a few years into marriage, you were like, "Have you seen Aliens?" Like that must be one of your favorite things.
I don't know. It's good. I like them.
Iconic, I guess.
Did you 3D print the alien that comes out of the stomach? Is this it comes out of a stomach, right?
That's a great idea, though. I could print one of the, the little weird looking ones. I bet you I could print one.
And then at that moment, you could scare them, maybe make it pop up or something.
Put it on your face.
Yeah. You can do that and then come out of the room and be like, ah!
Yes. Go to the bathroom. Come back here.
I was going to say bring it up in the bathroom where it like drops. Like
I'm going to have to look into that. I guarantee you there's one on Thingiverse that I could grab.
DeChera, the video you shot of Jason while he was under sedation for his teeth.
Yeah.
I was under sedation last week, but my wife didn't shoot a video.
Oh, those are the best.
Well, I was telling everyone how I was perfectly fine, except I couldn't walk or really talk like a normal person. So I was like, I'm fine. I just feel fine over here. I'm fine. I'm fine.
Fun. Yeah, I wish I had planned ahead of time and had like questions to ask Jason. I was so concerned about like getting him home and safe and like how he felt. And he was like dripping blood and he was like, oh. But yeah, I like realized afterwards he really like didn't know what he was doing when he made that video. And
Yes.
pretty awesome.
Oh, Nikolai already sent me one. Let's check it out. Booyah. Thingiverse. I love Thingiverse. Yes. See if I can make this actually show up properly.
Nice.
Yes.
The internet. It's awesome.
And it looks like you could like attach it to a wall or something. It's got a base mount.
But the spider thing's creepier.
I know, but this is the one that comes out of your chest though.
Oh,
so I could
so
like I could get an old t-shirt or something.
So my son sent me a file to print of, I don't even know what it was, but it was some kind of iPhone case and it was in a shape that meant something to him. And it was, he has a 4 and it was for a 5. And I told him that that's not how it works. So he thought he could just fudge it. Right. And finally he goes, well, then Dad, how do we make this thing work? And I said, you go get an iPhone 4 3D file and then you make the shape you want. And then you save it and send it to me. And he did. And I printed it and it fit.
Nice.
And I was like, do you know what just happened? You just taught yourself how to make anything you want. And I said, think when you're 25, you'll be making tennis shoes.
Totally can.
Yeah.
You can use flexible TPU and make tennis shoes right now. Yep.
So I was very excited that he learned this. The next thing I have to do is teach him how to solder because it's a dying skill.
Nah, yeah, that's true.
So is there anything RC related you need to talk about the chair? Like how do you cope when Jason goes out on a long trip like next week?
Oh, yeah, that's a long one.
Holy cow. Sorry. Nikolai sent me another one. So it actually sits in your chest and then it retracts forward, or not retracts, but it extends out forward and you can retract it, I bet. But
I don't get it, but that's what you need to make.
Wait for it. I bet you, well, there's a bunch of videos here. It looks like it's this thing that'll sit in your chest and the head's poking out. And then maybe you click something and it like jumps out of your chest. Love it. I'll definitely have to play with some stuff.
America.
Got a couple days to worry about that. Sorry, what were you saying?
He was asking how I cope when you are gone for 10 days.
Do y'all like video chat?
I miss you. We don't chat a whole lot, but usually at
I'm
night.
busy, man.
Yeah, he stays busy. But I just get in all my girl time, do my girly things.
Yeah, watch all the movies you can't watch with him. That's what my wife.
Exactly. Yeah.
Rom-coms.
I have a rule that I don't watch English shows because English people make me fall asleep. Sorry, that's a generalization, but it's true. Almost every English show makes me fall asleep. So she watches like English shows.
Voice.
I'm like, boy, and she's like, how do you like it? And I'm like, these people are so boring. Sorry, I just attacked the whole country. Sorry, English people.
Yes.
Oh, goodness.
Alienating people since
I
1969.
was traumatized by this airplane Christmas idea.
just like simmer in it, like, just think about it a little bit.
I thought you were going to ask, like, is that a good, like, color scheme to fly, that time of year? I'm like, yeah, that looks like a good no, hang
fly
in the house.
In our house.
No, you did fly something when the nieces and nephews
power
were
it off
over.
of
We started
12
flying
volt.
an airplane through the house.
Yeah, we could totally make this work.
Mm.
Think about it.
You got a good spot
The
on
more
that,
you know.
Paul.
All right.
Okay, bye.
Thanks, Chair. By the way, you look the same as you did the first time I ever met you. I don't understand.
Pretty much.
So Jason and I were talking today, and he said, hey, I submitted a plane to see if I could get a review on it. And then I said, please elaborate. And so here it is, Jason.
Yes. Gosh, I want this so bad.
So tell us about it.
So it's an F5J plane. And basically, if you saw the big sailplane that I had, it's very similar to that, except that was a pure glider, where this is motor powered. So F5J is, I believe it's the first time they're having it as an official event at the Nationals next week. And
yes. this is like an art photo. That's crazy.
Yeah, this is all rendered stuff. So this is a brand new model. It's not even in production yet, but it's a competition sailplane, and it flies just like unlimited normal stuff, but there's some different rules to it. But it's because winches are kind of hard to set up. It takes, if you're going to have a club contest, you got to have at least, 3 to 5 winches, and it's a lot of work and setup and retrieving parachutes and all this stuff. There's a lot to it to make it happen, which I talked about after my last contest and how those types are declining right now. So this is a way to kind of revitalize the soaring competitive community, and it's electric powered. Ooh. But it's amazing. It's actually really good price.
Is it?
Yeah, for what it is. This is high quality carbon, 4-piece wing, 2-piece fuselage. We're missing a lot of the details, like the airfoil and some different things. How about how it's going to go together and break down? But I got to have an F5J plane at some point. If I'm going to keep competing, it's one of the up and coming things that's really gaining in popularity, and it's a 4-meter wing, so it's nice and big.
So you hit them up for the review, and you were saying Soaring USA is going to carry this?
Yeah, Soaring USA is going to be distributing this. Jim Arrow is really a great company. They put out really quality products. They've got a 3-meter version, which is very similar to this, called the Aloha. And it's very competitive, very well loved and respected. And so to have a big brother to it in the 4-meter size is going to be awesome. So you're not going to find it on this website yet.
Right.
It's not out. They said they're going to start taking orders and go into production. I think later this month, should maybe available mid-August, mid to late August, I think, if I got those right. But it shouldn't be too very much longer before they're starting rolling off the production line and in people's hands. So we'll see what they say. I asked them, and you never know, but it's expensive, and I get that. I can't afford to buy one right now, so that would be the only way I could get my hands on one if I could review it. So we'll see what happens.
Check this out. This is also an RC group, so you can do it on Flying Giants and RCG. I did this yesterday. I couldn't believe. I guess I threw that up on Friday. Sometimes I feel like when the weekend's coming, I'm bearing my soul here. I'm like, I need to do more stuff before I stop working for 2 days,
Okay.
And I was like, how have I not done this yet? I guess I knew it was fresh. It was not officially like done, but it was out on Steam. So Jim Burke, the previous owner of RCGroups and the owner of Real Flight, has created a new simulator, the Acro FS. And so the question is, I also said, can I say from the makers of Real Flight? He said I could. And this is a full-scale flight sim, and it's based off, let's go look at the photos. I guess we can go to the video. It's based off his airplane.
Yeah, I couldn't get it to work the first time I tried it, so I'm gonna have to pop it back in and see if I can make it work. Did you do it in the VR, in the goggles, or you just do it on the computer screen?
I have to admit that I have downloaded it, but have not flown it yet.
Ah, okay. I thought you actually did it.
So this is not an RC sim. This is a full-scale sim. Somebody asked the question, do I need a transmitter to fly this? And I didn't have the answer, but I do remember talking to Ryan about flying things like this off keyboards and game control.
Any controller, yeah. Any game.
You can, but he said it wasn't the same.
No, yeah, it's obviously not the same. You need a really good HOTAS with pedals and stuff to get the real feel, but you can do it with a controller.
Get out of this video. And then we do have some photos. So let's talk about VR support, Oculus Stream VR, Windows Mixed Reality, which can be good or can be too much. It depends on what you can take as a guy who's tumbling around the sky. Jason, I was on live with Truman the other day, my son, and I got sick again. I had to get out of there. I started sweating. Acro FS is built using the Unigen 2. I know they were using Unigen 1 for RF8, so I guess this is a better version. It gives the simulator tremendous realism, looking down at the desert from 5,000 feet or inspecting the instrument panel up close. Test your skills against a clock, flying through inflatable pylons, holographic gates. But be careful. The ground is coming fast. And then here are some photos. There's more to read, of course, on the site. But that does look pretty amazing. I'll tell you a story. See these little tar lines in the road here?
Yeah.
I once drove from Hollywood, California to my hometown of Sherman, Texas, by myself, straight through 27 hours. And on the last 4 hours, it was about 11 o'clock at night. And these tar lines they turned into a lady. And then the lady turned into the devil. And then I realized that I was hallucinating because I had not slept for so long. That for real happened. I was driving along and I was like, is that the devil? And then I thought, I got to pull over. And I did.
Wow.
So that happened. And I'll tell you what else. I made that trip many times over. And I was like, I'm going to hallucinate again. I could never make it happen.
That's when you know you need to pull over.
Yeah. True.
That's awesome.
So here she is in the sky. So this is JB's plane. We were standing around this plane. Actually has two versions of this, a 2-seater and a 1-seater. Mm-hmm. And that's what it looks like because I got too close to that thing right there. What's that called?
It's a sight.
I know it, but don't get too close to it because you can break it and it will cost thousands of dollars. Okay, I'm not sure why that's so little. So anyway, go check it out. That looks great too. It's free download, and it's just an experiment, I think. By Jim.
It is early access right now on Steam, so it's not a full, released game. There's going to be some bugs and some things, so don't expect perfection for early access stuff.
Yep. And
I'll tell you, the pitot tube is normally out the front, the leading edge of the wing.
Checking the wind speed.
Looking at there was it's what they use for aerobatic flying to sight the horizon, and when you're looking out the left side, it gives them reference to whatever they're looking at. A 45-degree line. So if you're in a roll or a loop, or you can look out and try to keep your lines nice and straight for the judges. Do you see Doug is on the chat right now from Buddy RC?
No,
he's on. Oh. He's there from the Flight Fest event. He says it's record-breaking huge. 1,200 so pilots pre-registered already. He's going to do a video. He's trying to do a live feed later on their page, but sounds like they're going to have a fantastic event up there. So good.
Hey, Doug. I was thinking about you, Doug. I was cruising through the sites or the advertisers on the site yesterday doing just the Jim T. Graham checkup on making sure I'm staying on top of things. And I know when you signed on, we were doing stories and contests. And I don't want you to think I'm saying this because I was thinking about this yesterday. I don't think that we aren't there for you or we're not interested in any more stories or contests. Jason and I are always happy to get any information out, news, features. If you want to do another contest, anything you want to do, we tend to get on a track or a trail and keep moving forward throughout the RC world. So anything that you or anybody that advertises on the site, if there's something that you want to do in conjunction with us to help move things along and sell things and promote things, we're always here for you. So feel free to give us a call or shoot us an email, really. Who talks on the phone anymore? I was saying today, I don't even answer it anymore. So Jason, this is I don't answer it because of spammers. The Blade Scimitar 170 FPV RTF and BNF basic. So this came out like not too long ago or was announced. I bet it's not even available for purchase yet. No. And I was saying, they're kind of calling this a racing quad, but to me, this looked like a really good backyard quad.
Oh, it's huge. I didn't realize how big it was.
And it's got the blade protectors. And so I think what they're showing you here is you can buy it and bind it and
it's like a mega whoop. We got tiny whoops. Now we got mega whoops.
Carbon fiber body, if that's real. I'm not sure if it is or not. But for very little money, you could get into this thing and go fly around.
There's a lot of people interested in drone racing, but their actual racing quads are, pretty complicated and crashing a lot and just a little overwhelming for new pilots. So this might be a great way to get people started and actually flying through some proximity stuff around some gates and trees and things. So, and be able to do it pretty safely, but also very easily. It's all pre-set up and ready to go. So that's awesome.
I'm going to try something. This is a technical thing. I'm going to stop and I'm going to see if this video works any better. Because it's okay. Let me get the cable.
Right. Yeah, I run it on your screen. That should work a lot better.
Okay, all I have to do is figure out how to point and know. So is that actually showing real?
Yeah, that's live. Yeah, I won't talk so you can talk so you can stay up.
All right, so I think. Uh-oh, my headphones are going to go out. I think what I should do is have a secondary camera that's on the monitor for videos like this. So there you go. I'll jump out of here.
Cool. The Scimitar. That looks pretty neat, man.
Yeah. I'm going to go back and share and present to everyone because there's a contest that's about to end. And jumping out of YouTube. There we go. There's some more photos, so you can check that out on RCGroups. And if you're like, where is he getting this stuff? How's he finding it? What I always do to make sure it's on and viewable is I just go to the all button right here. The other way to go is the magazine, and then you can pick your favorite things. Like if you're a sailplane guy, you'll only see sailplane stories. We invented this years ago, and I'm hoping people are using it these days. We should talk about this. So I did not get my video with Nick Maxwell, but I did create a series of questions from both Flying Giants and RCGroups from users. And I asked Nick all the things: when the site will be live, where can we order, will you sell direct through distributors? So everything that everyone wanted to know. Usually when I do this, people complain that I didn't ask this or it wasn't hard hitting. But no one complained on either site. So I guess we got most of the photos. And so go check it out. This has been pretty big. This was only at around 3,000 views 2 days ago. So we're about to crack 7,000 views. So it's really rolling.
Nice.
And then the contest that I was talking about, I'll go to magazine. Okay. About to have to grab the headphones in a second, Jason, so I might have to throw it over to you.
Get warnings about the battery going down.
Yes. Where's my contest? It's a month old. Should be a RCGroups logo. There it is. So this is the mass email contest. If you're not a member of the mass email, you can click this link and opt in. Check it out, Jason. So I went, we use a secondary company for our mass emails, and I went, talked to the guy, figured out how to make a link, and now it reports in every week all the new users that have signed up.
Cool.
So we have 104,000 people opted in on the RCGroups email list. And I haven't told you what you do. So you sign up and you tell me if you just signed up and your shirt size, and if you already were signed up, you tell me your shirt size. And on the 14th, I believe, on the 14th, I will go in and pick a couple of winners. I'm sending the shirts out of my own pocket. This is just something that I personally wanted to do. And I have a box of random shirts from different events that there's not enough to do anything with, but there's enough that I could do this. There's enough sizes anyway. So it just helps us get more people on our list and makes you know about things that are happening. Like when the Nick Maxwell review came out, I sent everyone a direct link to that saying, hey, go check this out. Or sometimes we feature stories that are awesome. So that's happening.
Keeping it awesome.
All right. All right. Jason, maybe when we start pulling out of here, you can talk about the gnats. Heck, it's best to do things while they're fresh. So let's click on this. So here's what we have. If you go to the home page, I'll hit the back button in a second. If you go to the home page, we have our special events section at the top and the AMA soaring gnats. And then this is the feature article that Jason put together talking about the gnats. what it's about, and that Jason will be going. So I'll stop presenting, and Jason, you can tell us what you're going to bring and what you're going to do and why you're going to such a thing.
Yeah, so I'm going for the soaring portion of the AMA Nationals, and the guys affectionately call it glider camp, because it's a week of all the soaring guys getting together from all over the country. And, it's just a good time. It's hanging out with your buddies, flying, competitions all day, hanging out at night. Most of us camp out at the AMA campsite area. And so you're having, hanging out by the fire at night, you're flying DLGs, whatever. So I'm really excited about it. I went 2 years ago and competed with the F3K with a couple of my DLGs, had a blast, but I was there for, 2 days, left on the third. So now with the bigger airplanes that I've got, I'm going to be staying the whole week. It's like 10 days I'm going to be there. So I'll leave on Friday next week. I'll get up there, get camped out, set up everything ready to roll. Saturday and Sunday will be the DLG competition. So we'll be flying that all day. And then I've got Monday and Tuesday off. So Monday and Tuesday, I'll be working on the coverage from the F3K. And then I'll be traveling around to the other events that are happening, getting some pictures and some stuff to pull content to provide for everybody. And then Wednesday and Thursday is the unlimited competition with winch launch gliders. And then Friday and Saturday is the F3J competition, which I'm real excited about. That's a team-based event, a little bit different rules, but also really powerful launches. So I'm hoping my plane stays together and I don't blow it up on a launch. But man, I'm looking forward to it. I hope the weather's good. I'm going to be in my hammock all week. So I've got a rain fly. I've got a 10x10 tent I'm going to set up, and hopefully I can stay dry. I'll probably pull my camping, like my sheets and pillows and stuff, stick it back in the car every morning when I'm done sleeping. But it's probably going to be really hot. So I'm going to try to bring my little swamp cooler thing that I built and just stay cool, drink lots of water, but have all the fun we can, providing all the coverage we can too. So it's going to be a fun week, and then I'm sure we'll have lots of stories to talk about in 3 weeks after that's over. So good stuff.
Will this be like going to band camp?
It is, like they call it glider camp. Yeah.
You remember that one time at glider camp?
Glider camp. Yep.
Well, I got my buddy RC hat on for Doug.
Yeah, buddy.
It's the flamiest hat in the RC industry.
It is on fire.
All right. Well, listen, the big weather news is it's still hot. I guess we weren't sweating like I remember we did a podcast once and we were sunburnt and sweating. So that didn't happen to us today. So it must be pretty good out there.
Yeah, it's not. I don't think it's as humid today, but still, it's not. I mean, I can't complain. Like this weather, I'll take over winter any day of the week.
Yep. Well, I don't have any plans. I'm kind of looking forward to getting some planes. I don't have them yet. I was telling Jason that I do need to go through my pile of RC planes and find one that I'm in love with. I have my 60 size Lamiak, and I do love it, but it runs on 2 4-cells, which are giant, and it takes forever to charge, and they're super expensive. And I don't know, man.
It's stuck on me on the feed. I mean, just letting you know.
You told me that I have to click out of the square, but
I don't know how to do it. It doesn't seem like it follows what we're doing because ours is switching, but it just doesn't switch on the live feed.
All right.
No telling, but hey, I'm pretty much out of stuff to talk about.
Yep, me too. So good time at the field, good time hanging out with the guys. Be sure and go to RCGroups and check out these stories. There are actually more than that, of course. Well, Jason and I do them every day. And join that contest if you have not, because the 14th, what's the day? The 12th, 13th?
It's 12th. That's Saturday, man.
Yeah, why on earth would I end up? That ain't happening. I'm going to maybe move the date up on that because that ain't happening. In fact, Saturday, I'm going to be downtown Nashville with the wife of, and I don't know if, Natasha is her name, and Natasha is part of Tail Dragger RC. And so they were coming into town and needed some photos. And so I'm going to go
Good people.
Run around with them and hang out. Also, Natasha has her own t-shirt making machine. She'll be so happy that I remembered to say this on the podcast. It's not just, I don't think it's screen printing. She's bringing one for me to look at Saturday, but I sent her a design and she said, all right, I'll bring it to you Saturday and see if you like it. And so I said, man, you should be doing event shirts all over the country. I don't even have a link for what we're talking about here. So what I'm going to do is talk to Natasha and put a story together. And then as you have events and you need shirts, I said, are you cool with me telling everyone in the RC world about this? And she goes, GM, that would be awesome. So that reminds me of some show I'm watching. Oh, I'm watching Baskets the Clown right now. That reminds me of his mother. And his mother's played by a man, Louis Anderson, who I actually worked with way back in the 1990s. I'm completely diversed. Is it higher quality than print? Okay. Nick, have you seen these shirts that Natasha makes?
Is it like a heat transfer or something?
It looks like a giant printer and it has multiple ink inputs. And so I for the last few years, I've only been doing one color ink for shows. And so this year I did 2 color and it was almost the same price as a 1 color shirt, which is great.
Okay, cool.
Okay.
That's interesting.
Nick knows.
Would you like to know more?
What?
Oh man, you get that reference? I'm sure somebody got that reference.
Well, I'll go check that out. So hey to Chad. Chad is awesome and he's a guitar player. And so we always have a lot to talk about. And he lives in Kentucky, which isn't too far away. So I'm excited that they're going to come down and hang out. Everyone have a good time up there at the Flight Fest. And then also the Kentucky's having a jet thing this week as well that I know Randy Cameron and Gary are at right now. I just spoke to them, Randy, the VP of the AMA.
Cool.
And also, before we get out of here, Nash Bros coming up last week of September, same week as Fall Null. If you're looking for, if you're looking for more of a down home Southern lawn chair, high octane, exciting event that's smaller than Fall Null, then come join us in Leapers Fork. And Steve, I'll tell you what, keep your eye on RCGroups next week, and I will have a story about exactly. I'll have a picture of the machine that she uses to print these shirts with. And once again, the pricing was great on the 2 color shirt. It was like, I don't want to use a quote without making sure that's the right number, so I won't. But it was a very good number per shirt unit. Boy, I'm talking about 4 things at one time now, aren't I? Nash Bro is happening. So there's some special things happening. There's a whole OG thread, Jason. I'm sure you haven't seen it. It's where some of the original members from 15 years ago are trying to connect, and we're trying to get some OGs on the field for this year's event. 15 years. That's what my shirt said. Yeah. 15 years for Nash Bro. And we're working on Saturday nighttime events. I have a very special Friday afternoon thing that nobody knows the exact specifics on that's going to happen that is very manly.
Are you getting arrested again?
No, it's not as cool as when I got arrested, but it will be equally, it'll be more exciting for the people that are there. If I can make this happen, hopefully it doesn't involve crashing the plane because I can't talk anymore about it. But so that anyway, lots of stuff happening. Nash Bro. It's your Nolfall alternative, or go to Nolfall. You know, I want you to do whatever makes you happy. And with that said, Jason, thanks for joining me today.
You're welcome, man.
Yeah, we flew. We did a podcast.
We having all the fun. That's what you do.
We're living the life. All right. Thanks to all our live viewers. Great to see you over here on my other channel. Thanks to Buddy RC for supporting the site. It does mean a lot, I can tell you. In this rough and tumble world of RC, I love to help companies not make it, but get out there in front of all our users. And I like to get our users turned on to all the cool stuff that's happening. That is basically one of my main jobs. And so I like to do it. Let me do it more. Call me, email me. I won't answer the phone. All right, Gypsy Graham. Oh my God, Jason, someone stop me. Gypsy Graham, RCGroups.com, FlyingGiants.com, HeliFreak.com. Come check us out. Thanks for joining us online. And maybe one day Jason will bring his wife back on the show. Who knows?
There you go. We'll have a tar hallucination too.
All right, y'all simmer down now. I'm hallucinating right now. Oh, wait. Yes.